Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down the wild, historic, and honestly just completely unforgettable NFL debut of Minnesota Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy. This line just nails it. It perfectly captures the absolute whirlwind of McCarthy's first start. We're talking Monday Night Football, a debut that went from total nightmare to the stuff of legends, all in the span of a single quarter. All right, so to really get how epic the comeback was, you have to understand just how bad things got first. This was supposed to be a triumphant homecoming for the kid, but man, it started out as an absolute disaster. So, get this. The game's at Soldier Field in Chicago. That's McCarthy's hometown. He even grew up a Bears fan. Can you imagine the pressure? It's one thing to make your NFL debut, but to do it in that stadium, that adds a whole other level. And then there's this number, 609. That's how many days it had been since his last real competitive game at Michigan. Think about that. Almost 2 years of rust he had to shake off, and he had to do it on Monday Night Football. No pressure, right? Well, for the first 3 quarters, that Hungry Bears defense absolutely had his number. I mean, the stats were just brutal. 56 measly yards, 3 sacks, and then the ultimate rookie nightmare, a pick six. An interception returned for a touchdown that put his team in a really deep hole. And hey, it wasn't just us watching from our couches who thought so. The experts were all over it. As Eric Edholm from NFL.com put it, the whole thing was a nightmare. The Vikings were down 17-6, their shiny new quarterback looked completely lost, and that game felt completely over. But as it turns out, that nightmare was just the setup for one of the most incredible turnarounds you'll ever see, and it all went down in the game's final 15 minutes. So what was the turning point? I mean, what flipped the switch? Well, the Bears had a chance to pretty much ice the game, go up by 2 touchdowns, but they missed a huge field goal. And right after that miss, it was like the entire universe shifted. The momentum just completely swung the other way. And this is where McCarthy just took over. He went from looking like a struggling rookie to being absolutely unstoppable. We're talking 3 straight touchdown drives. He used his arm for 2 TDs, his legs for another one, and then he sealed the whole thing with a gutsy 2-point conversion. As one analyst said, the kid simply went nuclear. I mean, just look at this contrast. It is staggering. He went from a rookie getting absolutely crushed to a quarterback engineering a comeback for the ages. It was genuinely a tale of 2 different players packed into one game. So as you can imagine, a performance like that didn't just win the game. It completely flipped the script among NFL analysts pretty much overnight. And you can see that shift right here in the power rankings. Now, the reaction was strong, even if it was a little mixed. You see some outlets like The Athletic and Yahoo were maybe still a little skeptical, dropping them a spot or 2, but most were seriously impressed, rewarding the Vikings with a jump. I mean, look at Bleacher Report. They moved him up 2 whole spots. That just shows you what one gutsy performance can do for a team's perception. And I think Brent Sobolewski from Bleacher Report just captured it perfectly. This wasn't just a win on the scoreboard. What we saw was a young quarterback finding his footing and literally growing in confidence in real time on the biggest stage you can imagine. Okay, so the comeback was amazing, right? But this is where the story goes from just dramatic to truly historic. We're talking about the NFL record books. So check this out. McCarthy became the very first starting quarterback to win his debut after being down by 10 or more points in the 4th quarter since Steve Young did it way back in 1985. We're talking a nearly 4-decade-old record here. Just incredible. And if you think that's impressive, hold on, because it gets even rarer. He is the only quarterback to pull off that kind of debut comeback on the road since 1950. Let that sink in. In over 70 years of NFL football, he is in a class all by himself. So with this single win, McCarthy didn't just kick off his career. He stepped directly into franchise legend territory. I mean, he's echoing Fran Tarkenton's multi-touchdown debut against the very same Chicago Bears in '61. He pulled off a road comeback the franchise hadn't seen since '85. In his very first game, he carved his name right alongside the Vikings greats. Okay, so let's step back for a second. Beyond the crazy stats and the history books, what does this incredible performance actually tell us about J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings? Well, this game revealed a ton about their character. First, McCarthy showed insane resilience. A lot of rookies would have just folded after a start like that. It was also a masterclass from head coach Kevin O'Connell, who kept his faith and didn't panic. And for the team, well, it sent a clear message to the rest of the league. The Vikings can still hang with the best in the NFC. So that leaves us with the big question, right? In the same night, we saw a quarterback who looked totally lost and one who looked completely unstoppable. So was this comeback just a one-time fluke, a flash in the pan born from pure adrenaline? Or did we just watch the exact moment a good rookie forged the resilience he needed to become a great one? The answer to that is going to define the Vikings season and maybe the entire NFC.